Whoa. Hi guys, welcome back and thank you for joining me in another video. The more and more I read about wealth stories and inspirational stories, the more and more it becomes clear that building wealth and creating businesses requires a certain type of personality. Most of my videos so far have been about topical investing and investing basics, and those videos are fun to do and formalize everything that I've learned so far on my journey. I like to have a good idea of the drivers of the economy even though I'm mostly a passive investor. And that just results in me devoting a lot of time and energy behind doing my research, even though my income strategies are passive. And that was really where the channel was born, because I wanted to leverage what I was doing already, and I hope that would be interesting to others. In this video, I want to cover the 5 habits of the rich. These are almost personality traits, if you ask me. Self-made wealth is inspiring. Money is both a tool and a source of value. And that's something Wallace Waffles illustrates in his book, The Science of Getting Rich. I'll pop a link down there below. He says that we should use money and wealth as tools to explore life a lot more. And I think that is 100% a fair comment to make. Even though that book was written 100 years ago, it still resonates today. So what are some of the characteristics of the wealthy and the healthy that we really don't appreciate? The first habit is reading. Actually, let's take a look at the reading habits of some very wealthy people. Bill Gates reads about 50 books per year, and that breaks down to almost 1 book a week. Elon Musk is an avid reader of books. When he was asked, how did you learn to build rockets? His answer was simply, I read books, obviously. Mark Zuckerberg resolved to reading a book every 2 weeks in 2015. 2015 was the year when it was established that half of all the world's internet users used Facebook. Can you imagine even? If you're an avid follower of Oprah Winfrey, then you'd know that she has a book club where she selects one of her favourite books every month for her members. And finally, for all the Brits out there, James Dyson, he was quoted as saying, you can achieve major breakthroughs through lateral thinking and reading. And now when you think about it, that is pretty profound. There have been many arguments saying business, personal development, biographies, probably better types of books to read. There has been research that showed reading fiction can be as beneficial because it opens your mind to creativity, to a wider range of vocabulary, the cognitive horsepower and empathy that you may not have had before. When it comes to normal life, the majority of adults struggle to read for personal development. We read on the daily, like the news or our emails or general social media updates. But remember, books allow us to absorb wisdom and also the experiences of the author, which has taken them almost a lifetime to even achieve within a few hours of reading. I think it's pretty borderline arrogant to not read books on personal finance when you are trying to improve your personal balance sheet. Not only are you not getting a good grounding of what the subject matter is, but you're preventing your mind from accessing an entire toolbox of skills that you can use to improve your personal balance sheet and achieve your goals. Second thing I want to talk about is daily mind strengthening rituals. Now, this isn't all of the whole let's go Zen kind of thing. There is that as well. I love a little bit of Zen. But I like these. So when your battery dies on your phone, you charge it. So in the same way, when you feel low, when you feel down, you need to recharge yourself. Before having the babies, I used to work out every day in the morning, and in the evenings I used to pray and meditate before sleeping. It just helped me to energize up and wind down the day. And it felt like a ritual. Now I'm slowly trying to get back into that, and hopefully we'll take steps to show you. If you guys are interested in my journey, then let me know and I'll do a little video on it. But on an ideal day when the sun's out, I like to have my little cup of herbal tea, a little bit of jazz in the background, and get started for the day. But whatever it is, whether it's going for a short run, putting on your audiobook, having a little bit of spiritual me time, whatever it is that helps you recharge your battery, you need to figure that out and implement that within your life. Whether you like it or not, energy does deplete throughout the day, whether it's that 3 o'clock lull hour at the office or at home now, and you need that chocolate bar. The hard fact is eventually you will start to feel run down, where sleep no longer helps. Working hard and being productive is super important, but at the same time, it's your health and your body that you need to ensure is ready and trained for you to be as productive as you can. And it's just as important. So keeping that mind and body strong is well, so keeping that mind and body strong is the key to success. The third habit of the rich and wealthy and healthy is networking. There is power in numbers. There's a book by Keith Ferrazzi, Never Eat Alone, that really resonated with me. When I was a fresh new graduate, one of my first ever bosses said to me that your most important asset is your network. And that is not just the most important, but the most valuable asset that you have. Keith is pretty ruthless when it comes to his book. He goes to the extent of saying the size of your network is the value of your net worth. Just think about that for a second. That is pretty profound. As an example, my partner works in sales in the city. A large part of his work is networking and building relationships. When I first started out about 6-7 years ago, telling him the kind of job and the company that I wanted to work for, we sat down and came up with a plan about how I was going to get that job that I wanted. It wasn't about what are the opportunities available in the market. It is, what is the job that I wanted to do. I reached out to the firms that I wanted to work for, and through the power of networking and building those relationships, I managed to get, out of 4 firms that I picked, I managed to get 2 offers on the table within 2 weeks. And that was fantastic. So that just shows you the power of networking. And I'm still there at the firm that I picked. And that just goes to show that when you're doing something you love and you want to be somewhere that you choose to be, you can be successful and love what you're doing every day. It's not a cliche. I always used to think that was a cliche before. And remember, you're not a one-man band. You can't conquer the world by yourself. Having a network and those supporters and having your cheerleaders behind you is going to help you conquer your goals. And also, humans were never designed to be independent. We've evolved to work in communities, collaboration to achieve joint success. It's like hunting. Let's go back to the Stone Ages, shall we? The fourth thing I want to talk about is positive self-talk. This is something that's really important to me. Business world and building wealth is fraught with setbacks. There's always going to be constant challenges to overcome. So a strong and healthy mindset is important. And I've done a whole video on this. It's the growth and enterprise mindset, which I'll try and link up here a bit if I can. But it's the idea of engaging in positive self-talk. Positive mental attitude helps you achieve your goals. So it's not, I can't do this, or I might as well just give up. It's I can't do this yet, and I will learn how to do this over the next 2 weeks. So that positive mental attitude makes you inwardly confident and helps you push your boundaries. So the last and final thing I want to talk about is taking care of your morning. The world is an extremely negative place. So waking up to TV and social media and getting into that whole scrolling absent-mindedly first thing in the morning can have really negative effects on your morning routine. Looking at people's selfies, media stories, gossip is the worst way to start your morning. Publishing a post or a video and constantly tracking how it's doing can be tiring and cumbersome, especially on your brain. With the restaurant, we'll be constantly refreshing the review pages, reviewing our sales numbers, and again, it's just unnecessary to do it before we go to sleep and before you wake up, almost to an obsessive level. Equally, when I started this channel, I was religiously refreshing my YouTube studio thinking by some miracle I'll wake up to thousands of views on a video. Obviously that didn't happen. Now for me, analytics and numbers are super important. I like to see them as measures of progress, but instead of looking at my channel analytics every morning like how I did in the first couple of weeks, I document everything in a journal once a week. Where is it? It's just here. So I put in my analytics or whatever numbers are important to me in my journal once a week, where I can reference them quite easily and compare them quite easily. The reason I use physical form is because at the moment, whenever I pick up my laptop, I have 2 babies clambering over it trying to press all the keyboard keys. That's the phase that we're in at the moment. But I know when I go back to work, I'll be using OneNote where both my partner and I will be collaborating on general life stuff anyway. But I know my partner uses OneNote on a daily basis as well. So he'll write his daily goals, musings that he's come across, anything interesting that he's read. And it's a great way to wake up to that and review that rather than looking at numbers which are meaningless, which, you know, are just going to stress you out really. When owning a restaurant, one of the earliest interviews that I read was this restaurateur, and he explained how you should never own or get into the business of a restaurant for the glamour of it. Somewhere where you're hosting your friends all the time or where your family are just hanging out. And the reason being is that his existing friends would not be the supporters of his restaurant. and that really resonated, and I think that's applicable over a lot of industries. Even when I'm thinking about this YouTube channel, actually, it's actually the new friends that you make within an industry or within a new platform or a new venture that will be the supporters and drivers of your success. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me in the comments and the positive feedback that you've been providing. It's been so good for my development. Just wanted to say that. So there you have it. That's a handful of things that I think will help you become wealthy and healthy, which is super important. So let me know down below in the comments what your wealthy and healthy habits are. I'm a new channel, so if you haven't subscribed already, I'd love for you to smash that like button and also subscribe. But until next time, cheers guys, bye.